What's going on, guys? Bexio, and today we had a little bit different of a video because of what Streamlabs did with OBS. All of this drama going on with Streamlabs, so it's a little bit different, but still has to do with things with the channel, with everything. Because I mean, that monitor is OBS running and recording. Obviously, does all this work. That's how you switch between scenes, and it's a great piece of software that everything uses. And their drama that everything got in was pretty insane. But if you are not subscribed already, make sure to smash that subscribe button because we are on the road to 1,000 subs. But let's jump into this OBS, Streamlabs OBS drama that is pretty crazy. But it all started with tweets of OBS talking about Streamlabs. Someone, talking about Streamlabs being ashamed. Basically going off OBS is hard work because their code is open source, so anyone can use the OBS code and kind of develop a platform around that. And plenty of other companies have done that, but they don't take the OBS name. You can see right here near the launch of Streamlabs OBS, they reached out about using the OBS name, kindly asked them not to, and they did so anyways, followed up by filing a trademark on it. And they tried to sort it out privately, but they've been uncooperative at every turn. So Streamlabs basically just came up and said, can we use your name? OBS said, no, we would much rather you not use our name. And they pretended that they never asked, never came to them, and still used their name anyways. And then filed a trademark on OBS on top of that, which is crazy that they were trying to even do that. And you keep scrolling down through like their thread, talking about they were faced with confused users about the companies, which even I think everyone thought Streamlabs OBS was like another OBS product, not its own company that just slapped the name OBS on it. So I think a lot of people thought that way, and then obviously legally they've obeyed the terms. They've repeatedly disregarded the spirit of open source and giving back, which we'll go through even more examples. This is not just OBS that has had a problem with them. It is a lot of different companies, like Lightstream here, which you can see. Hey, can I copy your homework? Yeah, just change up a bit so it's not obvious you copied. Bet. So this is the two websites next to each other, and the left side is Lightstream. The right side is Streamlabs. So off the beginning, you might look at it and think, okay, the design's similar, but people could design similarly all the time. That's not a huge deal. But when you start to look in it actually a little bit more, and you start to see that it is actually word for word the same, then it gets like, come on. Like, you're just straight up copying these guys, changing the green colors to purple, and maybe adding a little bit difference in these pictures. But you see, level up your Xbox and PlayStation streams, level up your console streams. There's your change. Wow. But then it automatically add overlays, alerts, and other media every time you go live. Wow, it says the exact same thing. They didn't even decide to change that. How does it work? How does it work? All of this, the exact same thing. Cloud capture for console streams. Cloud capture for console streams. It's literally the exact same wording, which makes it the worst part. Because if it was just design and the word and it looked similar, the design was similar, like we can see here, but it was different words and not like the exact same thing, then you might have an argument as to, design can be similar and stuff. But literally word for word copied is ridiculous. And even if you look at the reviews, I put it in a Photoshop thing so we can actually zoom in and kind of really read these things. But even if you look at the reviews here, one of them, so this is the left side, Lightstream is literally one of the greatest things I've ever discovered. Thank you so much for making it so easy. That's Lightstream side. And you go over to Streamlabs, and it's Streamlabs Studio is literally one of the greatest things I've ever discovered. Thank you so much for making it easy. They just changed Lightstream with Streamlabs Studio, copied the exact same thing. The second one, love this platform, love how they listen to their community. Love this platform, love how they listen to their community. And they added another sentence to make it seem like there's a little difference there, but it's literally the exact same thing. Even the comments about this and reviews, these two reviews are just the exact same thing. That is really crazy when you start to look at all of these similarities of just, it's not even similarities. It's literally they copied word for word on 99% of this, and then copied the design on top of that. And then you don't even have to go far to try and find another example. All you got to do is scroll down, and you can see Streamlabs responses. We made a mistake. Text on the landing page was a placeholder text, so it went through everyone who had to check it and make sure it was good to go. And didn't nobody realized that it was just word for word copied. And on top of that, how is it placeholder text if it's word for word copied from another site? Don't buy it. And then you have Elgato. Know that feeling with the first time meme. And then you see Streamlabs saying control your live stream from your phone with Streamlabs Stream Deck. Sounds very familiar to something else that Elgato offers. But then it doesn't even stop there. You just scroll down just a little bit more. You see Combo here talking about supercharge the growth of your Twitch channel with automated TikTok clips. And then you have the exact same thing from Streamlabs. Automatically convert Twitch clips to TikTok with cross clip. So yet again, another company that they're just taking things from. This is Streamlabs is basically a company that took OBS's name. The most important part, they use OBS's code, which is fine. It's open source code. OBS is about that. But they took OBS's name to try and get the better search results. Then they took Lightstream's design and UI, took that word for word, copied it. Then they took Elgato's Stream Deck and just said, here's Streamlabs Stream Deck. And then they took Combo's thing with making your Twitch clips for TikTok, and they just made that their thing as well. So they're very good at making, taking other people's ideas and presenting it as their own in their own little company. They made it very far by doing that, which is kind of crazy. If you wonder what the big deal is about taking OBS's name, not only is it a problem with OBS, people thinking it's part of OBS's projects, I thought that Streamlabs was another product that OBS offered. Like OBS, like this was their like simple thing, and then Streamlabs was for streaming and kind of content, all this stuff. But on top of that, you see they wanted to get the OBS, the words for advertising, right? Simple keywords and search and stuff, and dominate that. So you can see if you search OBS, they were running an ad on the OBS keyword for Streamlabs OBS. So a lot of people would go to that instead of go to OBS because they would think it's the same thing or think it's the same company at the very least. And a big influencers started coming out and saying, you know, this is wrong. We got to change this and not support this, which completely makes sense. Streamlabs are just taking other people's ideas, presenting them themselves, as well as they have a history of being a company of that way, of taking other people's ideas and making it their own, or just stealing them and selling them as their own. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense to want that to be a successful company. No one wants to support someone who's just stealing other people's ideas. And you have Pokimane tweeting about it, talking about Streamlabs better resolve the entire thread of issues, or be asking them to take my face off the platform and look to use another donation service. So, you know, you had a bunch of big streamers coming against this, a bunch of creators who use Streamlabs coming out against this, talking about just copying people's work. That's kind of ridiculous. And now if you go to their streaming page or their home page, this is what it looks like, and Pokimane's nowhere to be found. No one is anywhere to be found. And this is what it used to look like, was the home page. So it went from looking like that to looking like this, where nobody is to be found anymore. Finally, we have Streamlabs' attempt at an apology, but not really, because they didn't apologize for anything. They just said, we are taking immediate actions to remove OBS from our name. Should have already been done, but only being done because you got called out for it. Streamlabs OBS. So apparently in their apology, they're still Streamlabs OBS. They didn't even bother to take it out of their name for the apology, but okay. It is built on top of OBS open source platform. Streamlabs OBS is also open source, and our code is publicly available. So in other words, the code that you're using from somebody else who is open source, you are claiming that you're also open source, but you're not. You're just using code that's already out there that everyone knows is open source. So it doesn't make your project open source. It just makes all of the stuff you're using open source already. So it's like you aren't directly open source. What you're using is. And then we take responsibilities for our actions and we'll support the community. They've already lost the community. No one. I uninstalled Streamlabs. Just kind of weird stuff with all of their products and just kind of take things from other people. Not a great look for a company, and you can even see CoffeeZilla in the replies. He has a good video on Streamlabs, their whole thing, and like the past of the company. Not enough. You guys love to take credit for other people's work. Try taking credit for everything you've done in this situation. Exactly, not enough. And this apology makes much more sense. It probably would have been better if they just had this come out and say, oops, we got caught. That's Streamlabs. They obviously stealing the name of OBS to be Streamlabs OBS, trick more people to come into their company or their platform, and on top of that, using ideas and straight up stealing UI design and things like the Stream Deck from other companies and making it in their own, saying that they did it, and when they got caught, they're trying to backpedal, and it's already far, far too late. That's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.